Jailbreak, Love on the Run is a 2024 Netflix docuseries. It tells the story of a prison guard that fell in love with an inmate and then helped him escape. Now, before we go too far, a heads up that there will be, for want of a better term, spoilers ahead. I know this was a big news item in certain parts of the world when it happened, but if you're not familiar with the story, you don't want to know what happens at the end, well, I'm about to talk about all of the details, so you've been warned. In summary, Vicky White was a respected, long-serving corrections officer, and Casey White was a convicted felon serving a 75-year sentence. In April 2022, Vicky helped Casey escape from jail by claiming that she was taking him to a mental health evaluation. The two had developed a secret romantic relationship, went on the run, and sparked a nationwide manhunt. They were on the run for 11 days from Alabama to Indiana, where, while being chased by police, they crashed their car. Vicky died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and Casey was taken back into custody. What made this case even more shocking is that Vicky's behaviour was radically different to how she'd lived her life up to that point. The film does a great job of setting the scene and letting you know who is who. And then it unfolds in a straightforward timeline with a few little backtracks here and there to provide extra information. There's no jumping around or flashbacks. It's all very easy to follow. There's also a good use of CCTV footage from the prison to go along with the voiceovers from interviewees. Obviously, being a prison, there's plenty of that available, so having it on screen and actually seeing it as it happens made it all feel far more real than reenactments ever could have. My main gripe with it, though, is that maybe it's just me, but a big part of the story involves playing back phone calls between Vicky and Casey. I found them incredibly hard to understand. They're all muffled up. And I had to put subtitles on in the end to even make out what was being said. I also thought the ending was a little bit strange, where instead of a neutral presentation of facts, it seemed like they were trying to paint a sympathetic picture of Vicky. And look, I get it, it was a messed up situation. But at the end of the day, she betrayed everyone around her and set a dangerous man free. She knew exactly what she was doing the whole time. Not being familiar with the case before watching the documentary, it also left me with a bunch of questions, some of which are: do they really have Casual Friday for prison guards? That seemed really strange to me. Was no one monitoring the calls? I mean, I get that there's so many calls from a prison. There's way too many for someone to listen to all of them. But surely someone must have noticed a huge volume of calls going from Casey to someone on the outside. Did the events at the end of the film really happen in the way that they presented it? They said that she ended her own life. But there's two other options I see that weren't even explored. Did Casey fire the shot? Or was it perhaps an accidental discharge in the chaos and panic of trying to get out of the car after the crash? Overall, the film is a good summary of the events, and it had me saying, "Oh my god, this is crazy," so many times. I'm very glad that they wrap it all up in 90 minutes and didn't drag it out into a docuseries like they often do on Netflix. They get in, tell the story, and that's it. It's definitely worth checking out.